HawkFanatic.com brought to you by Patrick Eads and his staff. Geary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike's E-Keys for cars. GT Car, his crew at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Ox Yoke Inn in the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. And Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids. Once again, Tom Suter and Pat Harty from HawkFanatic.com.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction. I'll call it that.
Couldn't have done better if I would have done it.
Done better? Cool. Good morning, Mr. Harty.
Good morning.
How was your weekend? Hectic or no?
Yeah, this morning's been kind of hectic, but the weekend was actually pretty easy since the men lost, and there really wasn't much to do over the weekend.
Yeah.
Other than I watched a lot of the Big Ten tournament. I watched a big chunk of yesterday's championship game, and Wisconsin's playing well right now. Illinois. But the thing with Illinois, though, if they don't make a deep run, their fans are going to view this season similar to, like, they're kind of Iowa on steroids. Brad Underwood hasn't really done a lot in postseason. They've had great regular seasons and what have you, and they've been consistently in the upper half of the conference, but they need to make a run, and then
kind of the same with Matt Painter.
Definitely Matt Painter. They look like they got a pretty favorable draw, if you can say such a thing about a tournament where you're basically just guessing and speculating. But Purdue has to get to the Final Four to move beyond this narrative that Painter can't win in the postseason with his style of play and with a big guy in the middle. Because so much of it's matchups in the NCAA tournament and not knowing a whole lot about your opponent. You have to adjust on the fly, and that's where people think Purdue struggles. So we'll see. And as far as Iowa, other than the 8 o'clock tip-off.
8 o'clock Tuesday.
Miserable.
Yeah,
you could do a lot worse than Iowa playing Kansas State, a team that was in the Elite Eight last year.
That's a good matchup.
It's a really good matchup. If they don't play well, they're going to lose.
For sure.
Kansas State's better than a lot of teams that are in the NCAA tournament. And it's going to be interesting to see how motivated. I'm pretty sure the Iowa players are going to be motivated. It's going to be. I wish it was a 7 or 6 o'clock game. I think that would have some impact on attendance. 8 o'clock on a Tuesday is late.
Well, and if this season is any indication, the weeknight 8 o'clock games
not going to go well.
Don't go well.
No. Maybe this will be different since it could be a different crowd. And remember we've talked and written about in the past, when they do play in the NIT, it brings a different
it seems to
part of the fan base out, people that don't normally go to the games, I guess. And so we'll see. You think there'll be more than 10?
No,
I don't. I think there'll be more than 5.
I hope so.
I didn't ask what you hope. I'm asking what you think. Do you think there will be more than 5?
In my head, I'm thinking somewhere between 5 and 8.
That's kind of where I am too. If it's 65, 75, you can get away with that appearance-wise. There'll be enough fan. The worry is, you do remember the game, and granted we're going back a ways, 97 against Georgia. I don't think you were there. 98 against Georgia. There was 20. I think it was 2,900, and that was the game where
we didn't win either.
Didn't win, and that was sort of the beginning to the end of Tom Davis. Because I remember Bowlesby was not happy after that season, and he and Davis didn't seem to get. I think Davis not getting Ray. There was just a lot of different stuff going on.
Yeah.
Bowlesby wanted to make a change, and I think after that 98 Georgia game, that's when Davis became a lame duck coach the next year and whatever. But that was not a good attendance. I'm hoping. I'm hope that we don't have something like that. I want to get enough bodies in the seats
to where we have
to where it's not
advantage.
To where it's not a narrative. To where having an advantage is one thing, but just to where it's not something that's out there.
I kind of wish they had been giving the students free tickets, but they're not. They're $10.
Yeah, I don't expect a strong showing of students.
Well, no. I don't either. That's why I think if you'd give them free, it would have been better.
Yeah, and the 8 o'clock doesn't help.
No. No, it doesn't.
That doesn't really help because if it was a 6 o'clock game, you could go to the game. Then, well, it is a Tuesday night, so I guess it's not like you're gonna. Well, although hell, any night was party night in college, wasn't it?
Yes.
A party could break out at any time.
Absolutely.
That's what I remember my college being.
100%.
Yes, any time of the week there was no.
Well, you lose really a sense of time. And
you do, but you always fight for your right to party in college, and no day matters.
Yeah.
So you could go to the game 6 to 8, and by 9:30, 10, you're downtown, trash, just working it.
Yeah, I think Ann's getting our tickets this morning.
Well, I ordered passes. I had to do all. That's part of it. Had to do credentials today. Just a lot of stuff. I woke up today. I'm like, Jesus, I got a ton of stuff to do before I even go in, and I just couldn't get it all done in time. But yeah, I mean, credentials for both tournaments. Those are ordered. And I mean, the game's tomorrow. I mean, that's what's so amazing about. And then Fran has a Zoom today at 2:30, and I've got something scheduled during that time. So I got to see if I can get audio from Iowa from that because I don't think this is something I can get out of. But just a lot going on, and like I said, I just hope there's a decent representation there tomorrow to give them a little home court edge. But I don't know. I mean, Kansas State's coach, obviously, he's not happy there in the NIT. Nobody's happy there in the NIT.
Of course not.
Unless you're a mid-major that just had a great season even to be in this. But there are exceptions. But no Power 5 team is happy to be in the NIT.
No, they want to be in the NCAA.
And this coach made a big plea for his team last week. And they won one game and lost one game in the Big 12. And they were 19-14. They just lost too many games. I mean, it was that simple. They were close. But it'll be interesting to see how motivated his team is after having made a run last year. I mean, this is a big deflator to go from, making a run to this. I mean, it's going to be a challenge.
Were they Elite Eight last year?
They were Elite Eight, but they haven't made the tournament now. I believe in 4 of the last 5 seasons. So last season was the outlier. This is more typical. So we'll see. Like I said, though, as far as 2 Power 5 teams, I mean, I'd much rather see Iowa, Kansas State than Iowa Bradley but there's some tough teams in this tournament, even though a lot of some schools, Memphis, Ole Miss, Indiana. Who else turned down? I know there's another one. Did St. John?
Patino.
St. John's turned it down too.
Yes.
I just don't get it. I just think that's a bad look. It's a bad trend. I just don't like it. I mean, also this could be the beginning to the end of this tournament because if the Power 5 schools that this tournament is sort of catering to don't want to be a part of it, then what's the point in having it?
Yeah.
I like the way Iowa's doing it, man. It's another chance to play. It's another chance to play in front of your home crowd, another chance to you win 2 games, you get another 20-win season. I know some people will roll their eyes because it's not the big dance and whatever, but you got to make the best of what you have.
Well, that's exactly right. And, think how much good that did the Woodbury and Gazelles team.
It did. And think about you. There you go. You're going to be 8:45 Tuesday night, knee deep in a beer and a tenderloin because of the NIT. Isn't that right?
Well, the beer part certainly.
What about the tenderloin?
Well, it's too late.
Yeah, but your system could just make an exception.
Well, and it brings more money into the community.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing. I mean, I had so many, you couldn't pay me to watch this. And I answered this one guy, well, I'm not offering to pay you to watch. I don't care if you watch it. But there's so much just negativity and snark about this team sucks. McCaffrey's got to go.
Except they don't suck.
They don't suck. You don't suck getting in the NIT. How many Big Ten teams got in the NIT? 2?
3.
Was it 3 altogether?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Rutgers.
And there should have been 4, but they turned it down.
That was Indiana. So
Minnesota is in.
Minnesota did get in. Okay.
At 18-14.
Minnesota deserves to be in. They've had a pretty good season.
Ohio State 20-13 is in.
And they're playing, right?
Yes.
I'm glad they are. And I figured they would.
And then Iowa has the same record as Minnesota, 18-14.
Yeah, and Michigan State, there's a lot of people saying they shouldn't have, and you could go either way on that one. It's hard to really pick a side on that one because there's a strong case for either one. They did end up winning 10 or 11 conference games, but I still think sometimes someone like Tom Izzo just gets the edge.
Well, he does, and they always play a tough
non-conference. Now they lose a lot of those, but they do play them, and I think that's what hurt Indiana State. I think I read where Indiana State only had 1 quad 1 win, but their net ranking was 29, and that's the highest I believe a team that has that a team
Yeah, I saw a
ranked
bunch
that
of
high
people
hasn't made
complaining about them not getting in.
But that's what it is. Every year there's going to be 8, 9, 10 schools. Now people are talking about expanding and making more. Sometimes you're just going to be unhappy and not get what you hope for. But I just like the way Iowa's handling this. It's disappointing, but they're going to try to win this thing.
And look, and we had enough chances to make it into the NCAAs, and we
just
came up
didn't
a
do
little
it.
bit short.
Same thing with Indiana.
Does that mean?
But think about this NIT. If Memphis, Indiana, and St. John's all agreed to play, that's a pretty decent field of teams.
Yeah.
It really is, and it's disappointing that they're not playing. And how about So
what's the reasoning?
Indiana says they're roster building, and I wrote in my column yesterday, you can't do both. It's not freaking rocket science. You can recruit during the day or what. I mean, they just don't want to be it because they believe it's beneath them. Because they're Indiana, who hasn't won a national title since 1987. Now, granted, I know Iowa hasn't, but Iowa's playing in the NIT. Indiana's the one. It just reeks of elitism. Like this is beneath us, and we're not going to devalue our court by playing in the NIT. Well, then win games.
Yeah.
As great as Indiana is, they've won 3 Big Ten titles since 1993. That's 31 years. They haven't won a national title in 37 years. So Indiana is Nebraska football in basketball, and they just. I don't know. I just don't like this trend of not playing in this thing because you're pissed off you didn't get what you wanted.
And then, as you just said, win more games.
I'm surprised Patino's not. I mean, I figured they would do it. I mean, I don't get the point. I mean, Patino says he just coaching. I love it. I can't get enough of it. He's 73. But then, no, we don't need this. I mean, if you love it so much, coach in the NIT and see what you can do. And that's what Iowa's going to do. They're going to try to win this thing. They're going to give it their best shot. If they lose tomorrow, they lose tomorrow. But they still give it their best shot.
Yep, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun, and hopefully we win.
Yeah, that's the only way you can look at it. And, it would be nice if it was a 6 o'clock game, but it's not. And so we'll just have to see.
So you think they'll have some cool NIT merch there?
Oh, I'm sure. Nothing better than NIT merch. Hey, it used to be the darling tournament back in the 50s.
It did.
But what happened, the NCAA just grew so much in the 70s and 80s with the TV and everything, it just it made the NIT kind of, well, it's a consolation prize. But I still say a consolation prize is better than nothing.
It is.
And if Iowa had, let's say Iowa had gone 18, if Iowa had lost 2 more games, they wouldn't be in this tournament. They wouldn't have made it. So it's not like it's just a trash heap of team. Okay, come here. Here's a pat on the head. Participation. The NIT has 32 pretty decent teams in it.
Now
Indiana State's in it.
The CBI, you can make a case for maybe one tournament too many.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I mean, Iowa versus Indiana State would give Iowa a hell of a game.
Oh,
a hell of a game. And you never know. Maybe we'll see it. But as far as the NCAA, the matchup, I mean, Iowa State and Drake both being over in Omaha, they could meet in the second round, right?
Yeah.
But it's not going to be easy. Drake's got to play Washington State. They're 24-9, and they're good. I've seen them play. They're very well connected as a team on both ends. But that's a fascinating matchup. And I also like the fact that they put Nebraska against Texas A&M because Trev Alberts.
Oh yeah,
I bet that can't be a coincidence. I think the NCAA's having some fun with that.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Think about that one. That's another one. I giggled when I saw that one.
That's a tough game for
I think Texas A&M will beat Nebraska. Yeah. I know their record's not great, but man, they're athletic and they're playing well right now. But we'll see. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, James Madison. They're 31-3.
That's play Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's in trouble. They better
James
play well.
Madison that good?
They're good. I've seen them play a couple of times, and I'm also listening to what some of the so-called experts were saying yesterday. That's one of their upset specials. Another team to watch out for is McNeese State. Who do they play? Look at McNeese State. I know they've won 30-some games this year. They're really good too. They're one of these mid-majors that can beat anybody on a given day. I think UConn has the most upside. I mean, they're number 1 overall for a reason.
Hello.
McNeese plays Gonzaga.
That'll be an interesting match. What is that, a 12-5?
Yes.
And does it have McNeese State's record?
No.
Okay, I think they're 30-3.
Hello.
Yeah, both Nebraska men and women both play Texas A&M.
Really?
Well, that is interesting.
Boy, they're really rubbing that in, aren't they? Wow.
They big time say, take it there. Go, Trev.
Wow.
None of it.
Wow, that's amazing.
Just
I did not
looking at
realize.
the women's, yes.
Thank you for sharing that. They have to be doing that.
Oh, it has to be.
It has to be. to be smart Alex, I guess. I think it's hilarious. Good for the selection committee. That is interesting.
So then, looking at the women's bracket, Hawkeyes play the winner of the play-in game
Between Holy Cross and Tennessee Martin.
That should be an easy one.
Did you ever think about going to Holy Cross?
No, never crossed my mind.
How about you?
Why would I?
Did you ever think about going to Holy Cross?
Where is Holy? Is it?
It's out east. All I know is out east.
Philadelphia?
And I know they had a good player that played basketball there back when I was into recruiting. His name was Ron Perry. He was a guard at Holy Cross. Never became a pro player, but it's in either New York or New Jersey. It's somewhere out there. I mean, maybe the caller
Maybe this
knows.
person knows.
Hello?
I don't want to look it up.
I don't know anything. I just got back into my car from
Baseball?
getting my NIT ticket.
Oh, good. Did you get good seats?
Well, I just took my same old seat that I'm used to watching all the games with.
Oh, sure.
But first of all, it took the guy a long time to learn how to run the printer. And then finally, when he got the printer run, now he's getting people through the line. I thought, I wish they'd done that earlier. He sat there for a half an hour waiting for him to learn how to run the printer.
Was there much of a line?
No, about 5 of us. And then we got to see both coaches come in, yelled hello to both of them,
Oh, good.
Cool.
told them good luck.
Should have yelled Freebird. See if they yelled it back. You're talking about Lisa and Fran?
Well, they knew us, and they said hi. So,
Okay.
but anyway,
Still
do you
think she should
think
have said Freebird.
do you think the women can manage to get through this tough thing?
It is a tough.
So if the women
bracket.
win, who do they play the win? What's the
They play Princeton or West Virginia.
Are those teams 8 and 9s?
Yes.
I think they'll beat them here.
I would think so.
I think they'll get through here. I mean, the tough is going to be the.
I mean, like last year, we had to get through Georgia, and it was a tough game.
The tough one's going to be the second
Georgia
weekend.
was a tough game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
So then when we get through that, we go to Albany.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a nice long trip.
It's not as far as Portland, I don't believe.
Not for me. I won't be going.
The other option was Portland. I don't like the way they have this.
I don't
set
like that
up.
either.
I just think that why nothing in the Midwest? It doesn't make sense to me. But
Well,
I'm sure there's a sound reason for
I'm
it.
sure
I
there
just
is.
don't know what it is.
out east, you got to pay all those little what do you call it? Those tax things on the highway. Unless you have
The tolls?
The tolls.
tolls, yeah.
have you been to Illinois lately?
Yeah.
They got tolls all over there.
Yeah, they do.
But I have an E-Pass,
Okay,
So- so I don't have to stand there in line.
well, no, but you still have to pay for the E-Pass. I mean,
Yeah,
But
I
you
mean,
still have to pay, yeah.
anymore they just take a picture of you and you get a bill later on.
I know, and they told me I had one bill coming that it would take. I still haven't gotten it yet. It was like a $29 from
Maybe
all
they
the,
lost
and
you.
and they haven't. I mean, I'll pay it if they just send it to me, but I haven't. And that's been over a year. Watch the Fed show up at my door, full SWAT,
Drag you out.
just drag me out and beat me senseless.
Call up Suter. I'm going to be a little
A little late.
Guys down the tubes. Okay, guys.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
Well, I talked to my brother out in Cleveland. He said snowing out there.
Wow.
Well, we
It's
could
cold
get
as hell today.
We could get some here, too.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be 59 today. When's it?
It's going to be 40
So
today,
anyway, he said,
59
and it was
tomorrow.
snowing hard.
Well, how's it going to snow if it's 40?
Because it's going to go into the
Gonna get
low
colder.
30s on
well,
Thursday.
it's colder up
Yeah.
in the
Yeah, but
atmosphere.
but then it's going to be 60 tomorrow. So this is not. This is
Well, it's not going to snow today. It's going to be 40 today, 25 tonight, 59 tomorrow, then upper 20s, then low 40s Wednesday, Thursday mid 40s, then
There's supposed to
rain,
be a baseball game on
Tom. Why don't
Wednesday.
you
How
start
cold
talking
is that
to?
going to be?
What?
low
What?
40s on
Yep.
Wednesday.
So it's going to be warm enough during the day to where there's going to be no snow during the day. It'll rain if there's any precip.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, there's a baseball game on Wednesday. How cold will that be?
low 40s.
Now, if Iowa gets through this game, when would the next one be? Thursday?
For the NIT,
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
I believe it is.
Do we have to come over here and stand in line again for a ticket?
Second round is the 23rd and 24th of March.
Well, that would be that wouldn't be Thursday. That would be
that'd
be Saturday or Sunday,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
yeah.
Saturday or Sunday.
Well,
yeah, they'd give them more than 2.
Yeah.
The NIT would be Saturday or Sunday?
Yeah, it looks like, the 23rd,
Yes.
24th. Yeah.
I doubt if they'd put it on the same day they have the NCAA.
Yep. Who knows?
Unless they send it to the other. We go to the other place.
I don't know. They didn't ask my opinion. So.
Well, why didn't they?
They should have.
All righty, Carl.
Okay, guys, well, have a good day.
Thanks, Karen.
I mean, there's no guarantee they'd host a second round game.
No, I don't think they will.
I
I
don't
think
think
they
they-
go to Utah.
I think they would. Yeah. I mean, are you and Ann? Would you go
To Utah?
week in Salt Lake?
Yeah. By the way, Holy Cross is in Worcester.
Mass?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I knew it was on the
Worcester?
Worcester, Mass.
Worcester.
Okay. I've actually been to. I mean, Iowa played an NCAA tournament, I believe, in '97 in Salt Lake, and they won one, and then I believe they lost to Kentucky. That was Andre Woolridge's senior year. Because I remember we spent like 3 or 4 days in Salt Lake. It was beautiful. It's beautiful out
It
there,
is.
but you couldn't find alcohol for the life of you.
No.
I mean, I'd go. I'm like, where the hell's the beer? And these people are looking at me like I'm an alien.
We played in one club out in Mormon land, and they get around it by you can bring in your own alcohol, but you have to buy the mix.
But what about beer?
Can't remember.
Interesting. Yeah, there was just nowhere to. I mean, there was just alcohol. I'm like, how do you people survive?
Your tongue hanging out.
These people are looking at me like
Sweating.
I'm Foster Brooks.
So you'd buy a $8 Pepsi or a $6 Pepsi and smuggle in your own bottle.
Don't booby bars do stuff like that sometimes too?
I think they do.
Oh yeah, the ones in the Quad Cities.
Well, they'll let you. You can bring your.
That
I've
one
only
north of the Quad Cities, you brought in your booze all the time.
I've only been to one.
Yeah, because they couldn't. I think they could serve booze at one time, then they lost their license.
They provide the tail, you provide the ale. Is that it? You like that? What do you think of that?
You should be working for J.
I
Walter
should be. I
Thompson.
should be Mr. Jingle.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Suter, you know what's worse than that?
What?
They have no gambling in the state of Utah. None.
So you can't
Zero.
even.
No casinos, no lottery, none of that stuff goes on.
Wow.
They're trying to do a thing where they can get. I was talking to somebody in one of the truck stops, and the guy behind the counter said they're trying to get it to where they can do like Powerball and Mega Millions. You know, those drawings, but that's a long ways off for them yet. They said they're just so devout in their religion that, you know, it's hard to get that kind of stuff passed to be able to do gambling.
But for some of them, can't they have like 5 wives?
Yeah, they can have 5, 6 wives.
But you just can't get buzzed or gamble.
So do they allow sports betting?
No, I don't believe they do. I think that's one of the states that's illegal as well.
Could you imagine?
It's really odd out there. I mean,
For
it's
sure.
hard. But I'll tell you what, I just came from there, and it's so beautiful. The mountains
Oh, it is
are
beautiful.
covered right now, and it's just, I was in the town of, I don't know how you say it, Nephi, N-E-P-H-I. I was in there, and, man, it's so beautiful up in Utah. That
It is.
So my understanding is if Utah loses, then there's a chance they will, because the team they're playing has in the mid-20s as far as wins go, that Iowa would be the sponsor for the next game. You know, not the sponsor, but the home team. I don't know how that will play out.
Utah's got to play UC Irvine.
Right.
24-9. I mean, I can't imagine that's a powerhouse.
No, but to still win 24, they're still respectable. What's Utah's record?
19-14.
Okay.
So similar to
I
us.
saw Utah a couple times. They obviously didn't stand out, and that's why they're in the
Yeah.
NIT. So I think both games would be winnable. So we'll see.
See, now, to me, with the NIT, I think it's lost a little credibility this time around because you have a team in there that's 16 and 17.
Yeah,
They're not one of the top 4 seeds.
Who is that? Well, they've changed that rule back in 17. That you
Sorry,
can,
I don't have the list in front of me.
I do.
You don't have to be 500 anymore. Obviously, they changed that rule back.
Xavier.
Yeah, they want Xavier in there because it's Xavier. They think they're deserving,
And Xavier's got to play Georgia, who's 17 and 16.
yeah, I mean they want more Power 5, bigger teams in this tournament. That's why they made some rule changes. And the other rule is if you win your conference regular season and don't get in the NIT or don't get in the NCAA, you automatically get in there. So we'll see. I mean, there's always teams that feel they got slighted. That's
And
just
some
in all the
of them
tournaments.
probably did.
But
So can I want to say one more. Kind of my soapbox thing here right now, man, and I'm probably really alone on this one, but it bothers me that there's no tickets available for the women's game to the general public.
I don't think that's true.
I don't either.
I think they go on.
No,
you can't.
No, they're done. No, they're gone
They're
already.
sold
Already?
They're sold
Well,
out.
what do they do though if they're sold out? I mean, they don't. I mean, what do you suggest they do?
They post. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying that if you look, they're like, oh, go to SeatGeek, and those are guaranteed tickets. Well, great. I went there last night to see, and the minimum price on there was $1,300 for a ticket.
What?
Now that's ridiculous. If you're a season ticket holder, and all you're doing is buying these tickets just so you can sell them on the secondary market, that just seems it's just wrong that it's not available to the general public. There were times where I'm sorry, Mr. Suter, I don't mean to keep stepping.
No,
on.
that's okay. But don't you think I'm a season ticket holder, so I think that being a season ticket holder, I should have the first crack
I
at
agree.
the tickets.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. But how many? I don't know if they're you want to say, but when they came to you to say, hey, do you want to buy tickets for this? Did they put a minimum or maximum on you?
Well, I'm not positive about that, but I think I thought it was only could only do 2, but I'm not positive about that.
Okay. Well, I just it's, and I get it. It's the Caitlin Clark effect, but there was there's a fans that were there before Caitlin when they used to tarp the upper deck.
Sure.
When they used to tarp it over. Last couple of years when they got emails, I got emails over and over again from the university. Here, have free tickets to go see the Iowa women, and that's with Caitlin being there.
Yes.
So it was one of those things that I supported the team then, and then when it comes to this, and they don't even a lottery or something for 1 or 2 tickets, I thought would have been appropriate. But it's like I said, it's probably just my opinion, and I'm kind of on.
There's a lot of people. No, there's a lot of people pissed off about it. I heard from people.
And I don't like the secondary market. They need to be able to do something different with the secondary market. Yeah. They need to limit. There's no reason in the world why SeatGeek should be able to, by hook or by crook, get so many tickets.
Well, yeah, but that's what.
If you get a chance, though, Mr. Suter, take a look at it. Take a look at SeatGeek and check out the prices.
Yeah.
I've seen them going up as high as $2,500, and that was last night. Who knows where they're at today?
This morning
it's wrong.
This morning they were at $1,450.
So, 2,500, would that be a courtside seat or?
I didn't see because it just picked me off enough to where I just signed out of their app. I just think it's sad that the university is pushing people to go to there, and they're sitting there selling these single seats for $1,300 and then some.
But the university,
that's wrong.
The university's not the people making the money, though.
No, yeah.
No, but they're pushing people to go to the website, telling them that that's the only place you can go to that have, you walk up to the ticket booth, and there's one of those codes up there on the wall that takes you right to their website. So they're advertising, hey, go here to buy your Iowa tickets if the event is sold out.
Well, I don't blame you for not liking it. Let's put it that way.
Well, I love Iowa. I love the Hawkeyes. I hope Fran coaches the boys, and I hope we make a run to New York, and I hope the women, it'd be so much fun to see them get another shot at USC, South Carolina. That would be amazing to see Caitlin go out with one more shot at a national championship.
The NIT final's not in New York. It's in Indianapolis.
Hey, thank you guys again for taking my call. You guys have a great day. Go Hawks.
All right, thanks.
Yeah,
I thought it was in Cleveland.
No, he was talking about the NIT.
Oh,
He
okay.
said he hoped the men make a run to New York.
Oh, it's in Indy now?
Yeah. Well, I think they rotated. I believe it's in Indy this year, but it hasn't been in New York I think it was in Las Vegas last year. I can't remember for sure.
No, I heard all about that this morning and got messages and stuff. And they showed me, screen capped it, was $14.50 this morning.
And that for the most part, I mean, if somebody said, "I'll give you $1,500 for your, for each of your tickets," I wouldn't sell it. So I want to go to the games.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Suter, don't worry so much about Utah liquor. You can get it. They do have state liquor stores like Iowa used to have.
Oh, they do now?
Yes. I've been in. I go out. I've skied out there several times. As recently as 2 years ago. You can get beer. It used to be you had to buy a membership in a club
Yes, that's right.
for the evening
Uh-huh.
to have a drink. They used to do a lot of things, and you can find beer in at least some of the grocery stores.
Wow.
Well, they're really loosening up the strings there, aren't they?
What's their stand
They
on
really
weed?
are.
What's their stand on weed?
I think it's anti.
Okay.
I think you're onto something.
How about meth?
They
I
can't.
mean, it took them this long. Iowa went through this same phase. Harold Hughes was governor back in the 60s.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember it too.
Yeah.
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 Took in a couple of years ago, and they're catching up in Utah. They discovered there was money to be had.
There you go.
Coke used to be illegal. Caffeine, not illegal, but you couldn't find it. Suddenly, the powers that be got a lot of stock from Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Coke is illegal.
Yeah.
They
Funny
changed
how
the
that
rules.
works. Yeah.
Yep, funny. And we could only buy the same number of tickets as we had as season tickets.
That's what I figured. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I
That
had 2 tickets. I was allowed to buy 2 tickets.
Okay, that makes sense.
That does make sense. But we were able, KCJJ, we were able to get
What did your
18
two tickets? What did your 2 tickets cost?
I don't know.
Uh,
You mean our season tickets?
No, what did your 2 tickets for the NCAA tournament game?
I don't know.
I'm thinking it was $150. They were expensive.
So 150. So
But that's
300
for all sessions, though, right?
Okay, but think about it, though. You pay $300 for 2 of them, and you have a chance to make $2,800 out those tickets on the free market. Some people are going to do that.
Yeah,
Whether it's
and-
right or wrong, they're just going to do
Oh,
that.
and if people want to do that, that's theirs
That's
to do.
theirs to do the way it's set up right now.
Yeah,
Well, I plan to be there, but
me too.
if I can find a parking place, that's the other big problem.
Well, yeah, it is a problem.
So that's the current problem, because I'm trying to get into a handicap spot, and they're gone.
We always park at Bill Ackerman's place, and since we park there every game, he saves us a space.
Oh, I
Which is
may have to
nice.
talk to him. I saw him Saturday. Didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Bill, they do a good business.
Oh, I bet they do.
Yeah, they do.
All right.
All right, thank you for the call.
Bye.
Yep. So the first game for the women is Saturday at 2:00.
Can you imagine having 5 wives? They can have
And,
5.
and no booze or weed.
And they can't sell any hearing aids in Utah because people.
But at least they can
it's
drink
5
now.
wives. People don't want to hear.
Who do you think will legalize weed first, Iowa or Utah? We've already. What can you here? It's you can medicinal, right?
Yeah.
Medical marijuana is
Yeah,
legal here
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I bet it's not in Utah.
I'll bet it's not either. So I think Iowa and Utah will be among the last.
I would agree with that.
Hello.
Hey guys, it's Greg calling from Chicago. Hope you're doing well.
Doing
Greg.
good. Hope you're doing good too, man. What's up?
Good. Just 2 quick comments, and sorry if you already mentioned this, but one thing about the NIT field is I think it's even more watered down because weren't there 4 or 5 schools that probably would have been in it that said they weren't playing?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
there's at least 4.
And we already talked about that, but yes.
Oh, sorry. I guess
That's
I just
okay.
joined. And then with the tickets for the women's game, I would think maybe every season ticket holder didn't even have a chance because don't they have to probably allot so many tickets to the other schools?
Yeah, I think they do. They
but,
offer to the other schools. They have X amount of time. But yeah, I think you're right.
But do you
So
think,
I don't know. Maybe they'll release a few more or something.
how many fans do you think Holy Cross and Tennessee I mean, what do you? I don't.
I wouldn't think a lot.
So yeah.
No, but they got parents, probably that.
No, they do. I mean, I'm sure it's some. So, but it's just the demand is much higher than the supply.
Yes.
And for that, you're going to have inflated ticket prices on the open market, the way the setup is right now.
That is fact, Jack.
And one of the questions, we're getting ahead of ourselves on the NIT games, but if Carver isn't available for that possible second-round game, is there been any talk of playing another location? I remember once, actually, I think it was because of the women's tournament, Iowa played at the Mark, hosted an NIT game.
I mean, we were talking with Fran off the record, of course, after the loss up in Minneapolis and SID. I mean, it's been mentioned. I mean, the Mark came up. I mean, Extreme Arena came up. US Cell came up. Those were three names that came up as possibilities. To me, Extreme Arena would make the most sense. I mean, because you're going to be turning some fans away, possibly, because don't you say it only holds 45,500?
Or Steve thought maybe 55.
Yeah, about 55.
Man, if you could pack that place with 5,500, it would give a nice home court advantage.
Sure would.
So we'll just have to wait and see. I wouldn't rule anything out, but it's also easy to say that stuff. But probably a lot goes into having to schedule a game in a hurry like that. So I don't know. We'll see.
And it might give us an advantage if we played the game on ice.
There you go.
Maybe slow the other team down a little.
There you go.
So what's the over/under attendance for that Holy Cross UT Martin game at Carver?
Is that at Carver?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Interesting.
Yeah,
that's the playing game at Carver.
Yeah,
I'm guessing maybe 500 to 1,000 people.
So now I wonder so did the ticket that we bought this morning that Ann got us this morning get us into the?
I think you and Ann.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why don't you and Ann go?
Well, we might.
Yeah,
be all over that.
It'd be nice to get some support for it, but I'm sure it won't be well attended. But anyway, guys, thanks. Keep it up.
I mean, if we were to go in and watch part of that,
easy access to ice. You watch though; there'll be like 75 people in there, and there'll still be 100 people in the ice cream line. You can get a tenderloin with little resistance.
It might,
and just have the time of your life. Who are you going to cheer for? Holy Cross or Tennessee Martin?
I don't know.
You'll just have to wait and see how it unfolds.
We'll have to see how.
Okay.
You know how sometimes when you watch a game, you don't really have a favorite, but partway through you end up starting.
Yeah, I mean, I do that in the Big Ten tournament. Like,
yeah.
I was cheering for Nebraska to beat. Who are they? Did they play Illinois? I found myself.
So.
I found myself cheering for Nebraska to win the game. It was just ironic that I was cheering for Nebraska to win anything. But I like Fred Hoiberg. I always have. I think he's a good dude. And they're good. I mean, they're playing well right now.
They sure are.
They could be a tough out in the NCAA tournament.
I thought they got kind of a tough draw.
I thought they did too.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, I've seen Texas A&M play, and I know their record to me seems a little deceiving. Do we have a call?
We had one for about
patience.
10 seconds. Yeah.
If you want to be on. If you want to be on, you got to do your time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to do white boy Rick time, but you have to wait your time.
So Nebraska's got a tough draw. I mean, Texas A&M is a good team.
They're athletic.
But then they play Houston if they win.
Yeah, God, could you believe what Iowa State did to Houston?
Oh, unbelievable.
Just dismantled.
Killed them.
The Iowa State's defense, those guys look like they just absolutely love playing defense. And T.J. Otzelberger looks like a wrestling coach, doesn't he?
Yes,
and
he
dresses
does.
like one. He's got that undersized shirt flexing, and he kind of looks like a cross between a wrestler and Kevin James.
as Paul Blart.
Yeah, he looks like Kevin James.
Hello.
Hey, it's Greg again. You started to mention it. I just you got to love the uncomfortableness they created by having A&M and Nebraska play in both.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I think it's great.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
No, it's okay. I think that's great, though. Yeah, I think it's
funny.
hilarious.
Were you guys surprised by that move?
A little bit. I didn't, because it looks so transparent, so obvious.
It just means they're a-holes and
they're having fun with it.
A dark sense of humor.
Yeah. It's kind of the committee's got some issues. There's some background checks.
I guess I mean more surprised by the fact that Trev Alberts is leaving Nebraska.
Yeah, but I've had some people explain why, and some of it seems like it kind of seeps into political, they're not going to get the kind of cooperation that they need overall. I can't remember how it was explained to me, but down in Texas, whatever you want, I mean,
there's evidently enough money to do whatever
you
the hell
want.
Whatever.
Now, there's
want.
expectations with that. So, yeah, I was surprised. I figured Trev Alberts had found his dream job for the rest, to be the AD at the school where he became a star. But you never say never.
I also kind of wonder, I'm surprised the story came out. It kind of went on the back burner, but the thing with the women's basketball program is not a real good look.
What's that?
The assistant coach sleeping with the player.
Oh, that's right. Wow. That's right.
It sounds like they kind of ran the player
at Nebraska.
off and too much of the coach. But
the women's team.
Yeah, I was not aware of that.
Yeah. It sounds like, according to the lawsuit, they found out and kind of made the player's life hell, and she ended up transferring. And
that's not a good look.
No.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't even know it. When did all this break?
I think it was last year.
Yeah, I don't recall it. But yeah, that stuff's never good. How old was the assistant coach? I mean,
I don't know, but
some assistant coaches can be in their mid to 20. It's still wrong. I'm just saying, but it's easier to understand if it was maybe someone in their. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
not a huge age difference, but yeah, Albert's. There's a lot I think going on behind the scenes why he left. I think a lot of it's cooperation and what have you, and so we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who Nebraska hires. But, Alberts is going to go down there. He's going to make a ton of money, but he's going to have to deal with some weird people, some just unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
But, hey, money talks. He's going to make a lot of it. And if he goes down there and they're successful, he will be a god.
Didn't Jimbo get a $98 million
buyout? It was all
buyout?
guaranteed. Yeah, it was all guaranteed. So yeah, it's crazy the amount of money.
My niece is at Texas A&M.
But man, it's kind of almost like a cult down there.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. So,
can you imagine having enough money where, hell yes, $98 million, I'll write that check to get that son of a bitch out.
Yeah, to be that invested in sports and a universe. It's crazy about how these. You can't do it without donors. Thank God for donors, but it's amazing how some of them are so obsessed with the programs that they support. I get it; it's their money and what have you. But you also got to be realistic about things. Texas A&M's approach with Jimbo Fisher was just ridiculous.
Completely.
It was just. I don't get it. So we'll see.
Yeah, as long as they pay my niece well.
Do they?
Well, there's a lot of money down there.
Yes.
There's a lot of money down there.
Do.
I don't think she's making Jimbo Fisher type money. But,
no, but she's.
But is she a professor at the university? Most professors.
Head of her department.
Most professors at major universities make pretty good money.
Mm-hmm. Everybody in my family, other than me, has accomplished things academically.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. Somebody has to
be.
Somebody's got to be the tail wagging the dog. So if you look at Iowa women's draw in our part of the bracket, you've got
when they play LSU in the Elite Eight.
And we've also have Colorado, Drake, Kansas State, Louisville.
They could play Kansas State for a third time.
Louisville, LSU, Creighton, and UCLA.
Yeah, what is UCLA the number 2 seed?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's not easy.
No, it is not.
It is not easy, but
But we're not going to play all
but
those
getting
teams,
to the Final
obviously.
Four shouldn't be easy.
No.
So we shall see. They want that Iowa LSU matchup in the Elite Eight. They would love that.
They sure would.
That'll be interesting. That could be a little chippy.
Well, let's see. Who does LSU have to beat to get to the Elite Eight?
What do you think Mulkey would wear if she's meeting Iowa in the Elite Eight? What do you think she'd wear as a?
Okay, now there's some Machiavellian matchups here. If LSU wins their first game against Rice and Louisville beats Middle Tennessee, LSU and Louisville would play. And, of course, that's where Haley Van Lith came from.
Yeah, what's Louisville's record?
They don't have the records here.
They have not.
But they have like 8 or 9 losses.
Yeah, they have not had – they've dropped a little bit.
They have.
Yeah.
And that's – without Haley Van Lith. And but that's a devious matchup.
Yeah, I think that's part of how they divide these teams up. They want to try to get storylines.
Okay, so that would get LSU to the Sweet 16 if they win those first two, and then they would have to get by UCLA to get to the Elite Eight. So
and I know nothing. Well,
tough.
UCLA is Lauren Betts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know much about them. I've seen them play. Obviously, if they're a number 2 seed, they're good, and so we'll see. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. It'll be also interesting if Iowa, assuming goes to Albany, how many Iowa fans are out there.
Well, yeah, it will be interesting.
It will be interesting to see.
Well, and how many just Caitlin Clark fans?
Well, I think they kind of overlap.
Well, they do.
Yeah, so. But
there's a Venn diagram.
But there could be
there.
some people just on the East Coast that go to see Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be I think there'll be a group of those people.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break, boys.
I was going to say it's after, but I forgot I was late.
Yeah.
News. And you are in the CNN newsroom. I'm Wolf Blitzer in Washington. We're following breaking news just coming into CNN right now. Attorneys for former President Donald Trump say they're unable to get a bond to pay the $464 million fraud judgment, calling it, and I'm quoting now, a practical impossibility. CNN's Kara Scannell is joining us from New York right now. Kara, what can you tell us? Walk us through what this means.
So Trump's lawyers have informed the appeals court today that they are unable to get anybody, an insurance company, an underwriter, to help them post this bond, the $454 million for Trump alone, the rest to cover his sons. And what they say is that they've approached 30 insurance underwriters, some of these big, gigantic companies that you know, and they say that none of them are willing to do it. As you said, they're calling it a practical impossibility. One of the reasons that they say is an issue here is that some of these insurance companies have internal limits that they won't issue a bond for more than $100 million. And some of the biggest names that you can think of in the insurance world also will not underwrite a bond and take property, which is what Trump has to put up. They want cash, they want security, stocks, bonds, something that is what's a liquid, easy to sell asset. They don't want property. And so that is the problem that Trump has run into in trying to come up with this massive amount of money, $500 million. These bond companies, too, they also want their own I guess you could call it, insurance on it. They want extra money than just what the bond is, so that they can, cover this as it plays out. This bond is to stop the New York Attorney General's office from seizing the property while the appeal of the judgment and the case goes forward. So they've been asking the Trump's team has been asking the appeals court to allow them to not have to post this bond until the appeal is over. They're saying that Trump has properties that are worth more than the judgment in this case. It's just something that the insurance companies won't take. So they're saying that the Attorney General's team will be able to collect on this judgment if it stands, and they could do so by seizing some of the properties, which the Attorney General's office said they're ready to do. But they're still asking the appeals court here for more time, and that's why we're seeing this new information come out today, saying they're unable to post the bond of this magnitude. They can't get anyone to underwrite it because it is just a large amount, and particularly a large amount for one individual. Wolf?
So, Kara, what comes next in this process?
So now it is before the appeals court. There's been briefing on this. It's up to this New York State appeals court to decide whether to allow Trump to move forward with the appeal and stop the Attorney General's office from seizing properties, to give them this time to have the court case play out. If the court says that Trump does not get this stay, Trump's side is asking them to allow them to put their ruling on hold so they can appeal to the highest appeals court in New York State. Those will be decisions for the New York appeals court to decide. And of course, the New York Attorney General's office has opposed this. They want the appeals court to allow them to enforce the injunction now if Trump cannot post that bond. Well,
all right, Kara, we'll stay in close touch with you. We'll see what happens.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember,
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Harty and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Harty and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Harty and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HartyandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
Dear U of I, just a note to let you know if you're ever thinking about selling Kinnick Stadium or Carver Hawkeye Arena, please consider Hawkeye Title and Settlement. We're here to provide efficient, high-quality real estate title and closing services. Signed, Hawkeye Fan Forever, and send. Hi, this is Steve Anderson with Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Whether it's a large commercial property or if you're buying your first home, remember we're here to help. Hawkeye Title and Settlement Services of Iowa City. You'll love our team just like you love the Hawks.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Car won't go into gear? Call Premier. Premier Automotive in North Liberty offers full-service mechanical auto repair, in addition to being Eastern Iowa's most trusted name in auto body repair. Use Premier for all your auto repair needs: brakes, oil changes, air conditioning, diagnostics, transmissions, or preventative maintenance. Whether you hit a deer or your car won't go into gear, see Premier Automotive in North Liberty. When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. And special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location. And no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for
Truck Month at Deary Ford in Iowa City. Bring in your tax refund and save. Buy a new 2022 Ford F-150 with 0% financing and up to $8,000 off. We have over 75 top-quality used vehicles. Trucks starting at $59.90 and cars from $49.90. Payments from $199 a month with 0 down. Truck Month at Deary Ford in Iowa City. Hurry in or shop online at DearyFord.com.
GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
The Oxyokin Sunday Brunch, offering so many choices of fresh entrees and carved meats, homemade salads, waffles, omelets made to order, pastries, 3 tiers of dessert, and so much more. Such a great value. Now serving on Sundays, the brunch buffet only 9 until 2. See you this Sunday.
The Oxyokin.
Oxyokin, where you'll always leave happy.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Meteorologist Brittany Merlot. Some calmer winds today under a mix of sun and clouds and still holding below average temperatures. As highs today hit the upper 30s. After sunset, winds start to crank up once again, but this time pulling out of the south, giving us a warmer day for tomorrow. In fact, high temperatures want to flirt with 60 degrees. That's the forecast on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Currently, it's 28 degrees.
KCJJ weather. Brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Yep.
She's something else.
You don't like her? I do like her.
I know you like her. She's okay. She's getting
Brittany Merlot.
Yeah, our midday weather person.
She has a good turn of phrase.
Yes. Yeah, like a drama student. A little bit.
Okay.
We almost lost them this week.
Yeah,
but cooler heads prevailed.
Speaking of cooler heads prevailing.
By the way, did you see what's back? Did you notice what's back?
The germ jar.
The germ jar is back.
I saw him digging in it.
So was Steve right after I did.
Yeah, it's
a little extra pestilence never hurt anybody.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Disgusting.
Well, go on, you want to try it.
God, you couldn't pay me not to take anything out of that.
Sure, I could.
No, you couldn't. Well, $1 million.
No,
I think if you offered me, I think I would turn down 1,000.
What about 20?
Oh, God, no. No, I'm telling you, I'd turn down 1,000 to eat out of that thing. $20. Why would I? I mean,
if I get a bowl of soup.
Why would I turn?
It's hot soup.
I just told you that I would turn down 1,000, and you're offering me 20.
Yeah, because I think that you're being unrealistic.
Hunter says he won't dip in that thing.
I did it for $0.
Hunter did. Hunter, you going in that germ jar? No, he said no.
Pussy.
No.
All of you.
We're just saying.
Not me.
Yeah.
We're just saying. We're.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Courage. Patriot.
I got that damn shingles shot. My arm
It doesn't look good.
No, not at all. It's swollen. It's been swollen now.
Oh, it's still bugging you?
Yeah. I got it Friday. It swelled up. It was fine at the time.
Stick the arm in the germ jar. See what that does. Maybe that'll help.
I'm trying to kill it.
Stick your feet in the germ jar, then put your arm in there.
Okay, some potential good news for Lisa and Jans and them in recruiting. Sunday, they got a 5-star 6'3" forward coming in from Colfax, Washington. Bryn McGoy.
They're really hitting that Pacific Northwest.
Boy, aren't they?
Interesting.
We got Oregon, we got California, and then now Washington. Of course, she hasn't committed, but it'd be interesting.
Well, just to get her to visit those,
it's fantastic.
That's a step right there. So yeah, we'll see.
So.
And wasn't Maddie Greenway? She was there for the Ohio State game, right?
Yes, she was.
She was there.
Yep.
She obviously hasn't committed.
Nope.
And I don't even know where she stands as far as has she even announced like a final 8 or anything?
I don't
I haven't
think
really
so.
followed it very closely.
No, the person doing the weather is not AI.
Who said that? Someone in the chat room?
Yeah, Facebook. No, it's a real person.
And she makes the weather a little more interesting.
Yeah. And I like
a little darker.
What's her name? Brittany Marlowe. Sounds like an actress.
Marlowe.
Sounds like a diva.
Yeah.
Brittany Marlowe.
Yeah.
And she has kind of a bit of a dark outlook, I think, on the weather.
I mean, so she makes it sound like it's a little worse than maybe you think it is?
I think that's...
Well, she said that we were flirting with 60s.
Well, I like that.
I think she's kind of flowery. No, I like her.
Okay. Well,
she can be a little dark.
I have
sometimes.
nothing to do with it. I'm not getting rid of her or anything. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's a little overly dramatic.
And it's spelled the same way as the wine.
Yeah. Just a little bit. I bet she would eat from the germ jar.
I bet she would.
I think she would dine happily from the germ jar.
She would not if I explained to her.
She would say, my palate is pleased.
Not if I explained to her what goes on here. She wouldn't be eating from that germ jar.
My palate is pleased.
No.
From
When she get a call from you, I'm sorry to tell you that you have diphtheria. You have typhoid, leprosy, scurvy, E. coli, salmon, everything. All mixed into one. You can just see it all floating around in there. Skin shaft.
I have eaten from the germ jar for 31 years.
Yeah, and you've had cancer twice.
Well, the first time there wasn't a germ jar.
Okay.
That was in my.
You've got arthritis.
Well, so do you.
I know. This thing's getting better.
In fact, it gets better as I eat from the germ jar.
I think I did something to my. It is gradually getting better, but still. But yeah, I'm sure there's at some point I could get arthritis.
Yeah.
At some point, but my elbow is finally starting to feel a little bit better. But it is though when I wake up in the morning, it's stiff. But hell, I mean, that's part of that's just age too, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
I mean, it doesn't always have to be arthritis. Some of it's just you're getting old.
Yeah.
But
some things
but
get
no, that
stiff and some things.
The germ jar
some
is.
things don't.
Don't that you get that.
From what I can tell, I think are pretty much you two the only ones that eat out of the germ jar.
I don't think so.
I've never seen.
I don't think Debbie
Hunter won't
does.
touch it. Debbie won't even. She doesn't even like to walk by it. Tommy
No,
says,
I've seen Debbie eat from the germ
I've
jar.
never seen Debbie.
I saw Debbie today.
Maybe she did it right when it opens and nobody other hands or appendages have been in there. Then she'll get in there.
We're sticking in there.
But I think if that's been trafficked at all, you're not going to see Deb going in there. Tommy says he can't as a transplant. It would just be risking death. And Molly, there's no way Molly's gone in there.
Oh yeah, Molly would totally. Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
100%.
Wow.
I bet
Stunned.
the Heaths go in there.
100% Molly's.
Mo
in
won't
the
go
germ
in
jar.
there. Mo looked at that thing and ran away.
Oh, Mo would
Mo can
drill
sense
that.
Mo can sense germs. Dogs are special.
Mo would swallow that germ jar.
Wopsy would eat the whole thing in 30 seconds and then
Yeah.
Boke.
You know it's bad though if
minutes later.
if you open that thing up for Wopsy and she just sprints away. I ain't touching that germ jar. No, but no price for the germ jar.
Okay.
Back to the Hawks.
We're in row 15, section N
Those are
for
good
the
seats.
NIT game. Yep.
Other than when you want to go to the concession stand, you have to do the long Bataan death march up the streets, up the stairs.
We don't do a lot of back and forth. You know, we grab a beer at the beginning and usually do not have a second one at the games. Usually do not.
And part of that is the walk, right? The climb.
Part of that, yes.
Yeah, which
part
is
of that.
think about how many beer sales they probably lose because of that.
You know, I wonder why don't they have people
Vendors.
Yes, why don't
They used to.
They've got them at Kinnick.
Is it a manpower thing?
I don't know. They have them at Kinnick.
Is it?
You would think that they'd have
Well, they
them
used to
there.
have them. I remember.
I
That, was it a post-COVID thing? I don't know. I'll have to ask. That's a good question. I'll see what.
But I mean, you know, if someone came down, you know, with tenderloin, I'd probably buy one.
Buy a tenderloin and a beer. That's
30 bucks.
30 bucks. Yeah. $30 that you wouldn't spend otherwise.
No, actually, it'd be 23.
About
But then
20.
when you figure in tax and gratuity, you're
All I know
flirting
is
with 30.
All I know is when I ordered the tenderloin and had a cup of fries and had my $12 voucher, I needed J. Patrick White to bail me out the last $2.50 because I didn't have enough money, and they didn't take cash. I brought out a 20, and they don't take cash.
No, they don't.
So luckily he
Cashless.
What I was going to do is just tell him to take the French fries back, and because they were stale and cold, not good anyway. But J. Patrick White was nice enough to cover my bill, so I owe him.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy. I see him at Hy-Vee all the time. It's like we're on the same.
The germ jar before.
No way he would eat for the jar. He's looking for a way to make that a crime.
I've known Pat, I think, since I was 5.
I think he would like that to be a misdemeanor of some kind. To make that thing available for people. It's the attractive nuisance.
Appendages.
Appendages.
It is.
Various appendages. It's not just hands going in that germ jar.
Yes. Oh, boys.
What the hell's wrong with him?
No, we're just okay. All right, let's get back on track.
Okay, so
this is
we're
a
going
Hawkeye show.
We're going to be in row 15 tomorrow night, so we'll be close to the really good. The black seats. So I'm wondering if those aren't all sold out, we might be able to sneak down.
Man, you're living good, living on the edge and living good. You're going to make that NIT. You're going to turn that NIT into your bitch, aren't you?
It could be a banner to get some merch.
That's your goal, though. You're going to own that NIT.
Merch,
you're going to get everything.
Tenderloin.
You're going to get everything you can out of that NIT experience.
Yeah.
Sitting next to Dolph.
Well, you won't be. Are you on the side, the radio side, or are you on the other side?
We're across
from the benches.
Yes.
Okay. So, do you prefer that, or would you prefer to be behind the benches?
Ultimately, I don't care.
Okay.
It's more for me. It's more of a sightline thing than.
And I don't like being just. I mean, I appreciate being courtside like we were at Minneapolis, but I like being a few rows up because I think you just like with football, you can see better.
You can see a little better.
But there is an allure to being courtside or right on the field because you're right there. But especially in football, you can't see what's happening. Whereas if you're up some and you're above, you can see the whole field and kind of see things unfold. That's why I see why an offensive coordinator would much rather be up in the press box than on the field. Yeah. To me, it would seem like the game is much more easy to understand what's unfolding if you can see it from above.
You can see, the patterns.
And spring football getting ready to start. We got a press conference next week. It was actually going to be this week. They moved it back because of everything that's going on at Carver. What's crazy, though, is the women don't play till Saturday.
Saturday
they're going to have almost 2 weeks off, won't they?
Yeah.
I wonder what that'll do to them.
Well,
it's not going to matter in this first game, but I wonder what that will do to them. I mean, every team's in the same boat. I mean,
that's
a long time to take off, though.
It is.
To play all these games and all of a sudden go almost 2 weeks without a game. So, but yeah.
Of course, at this point, maybe it's good to get the tired legs.
That could be. I mean, maybe it'll benefit more. But
it might.
But what did you think about ESPN announcing that Holly Rowe's going to be the Caitlin Clark beat reporter?
I thought it was kind of odd.
I thought that was a little odd.
Bizarre.
I thought that was a little. And I'm not knocking Iowa. I just thought it was a little odd.
I
just think it's a little bit too much.
Yeah, it really is.
I would agree.
No, it really is, and it's.
As much as I love Caitlin Clark,
but
I don't need to know what she's doing
behind her.
There is that too, but I don't need to know what she's doing 24/7. Do you?
No, don't want to know.
I really don't care what she does outside. I mean,
no.
So, but I thought that was a little odd.
Well, they're just trying to glom onto her, but
they're trying. They're getting their. They're trying to cash in on her presence while they still can.
I mean, it bothered me because there's a team behind her.
Yeah.
And she's going to. If she wanted to do the team.
And the other thing too, and I don't want this to come out wrong, but the local media. There's some in the local media that have been covering Caitlin since the day she got here, and local media never gets. And when I say I'm talking about all the local media, the Iowa media. We never get access like that. But I get it. ESPN's a bigger brand, and you want to push it, and you want to try to cash in. But I just thought that was a little odd when I read that.
Yeah,
and some of the comments underneath were not favorable.
I thought it was a little odd, but I mean, whatever.
It is what it is. I know Holly Rowe. She's a cancer survivor. She's well liked. She does a good job. But I just hope they don't overdo it. Here's Caitlin Clark putting her.
Puts too much on Caitlin Clark.
Too. Hey, we got video of Caitlin putting her socks on in the locker room before the game. I mean, it was magic the way she did it. And
Caitlin Clark having some Gatorade.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't want it to be like that. And like you said, it's a team sport.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark. Dipping her hand in the germ jar.
She never would.
No
way she would touch that.
She said, "I'm not eating that."
She would not touch the germ jar. I'm rested. She would not. She wouldn't go near the germ jar. I'm guessing Bluter's warned all her players about the germ jar.
Now, when we get down to the bottom, I get a little skittish.
Oh, Jesus. Now
he's back and cracking.
A little skittish.
That's when he just dives in.
Yeah, I turn it upside down.
Just lick the sides.
Yeah.
And
God dang.
Why was the germ jar put away? Where was it?
I don't know
who knows.
Brought it in.
I don't know. I think probably Hunter.
I haven't had anything since this morning. I had 3 pieces. That was it.
The germ jar is on Twitter.
Well, now John from Chomp and DP Doe bought in some treats for it. They got donuts and stuff back there, individually wrapped.
Wow.
Mr. Harty.
Yeah.
Donut does sound good, but when does the donut not sound good?
Yeah, donuts are good.
Oh yeah, they're good for you too.
Oh sure.
I mean, donuts are I've been told they're one of the healthiest foods you could have. Is a good chocolate, thick, starchy donut. It's good for you. Low calorie.
What does a donut have as far as calories?
I was told by one of my doctors it's probably the worst food you could eat. You get nothing out of it you can go walk for 5 miles and burn 400 calories, and you can eat one chocolate Long John and double the amount of calories you just consume from
average medium-sized donut has between 190 and 300 calories.
That seems low.
Okay, now
it's not. The glazed donuts are more.
Okay, now back in the day, I would go to Donut Land Saturday mornings before my show.
You ever get the chocolate ones with peanuts?
I got not 1 but 2 cream-filled Long Johns.
Oh my!
I think those are about 1,100 calories each.
Yeah, you had your calorie intake for the entire day just in those 2 Long Johns.
And man, were they good.
Because I think I saw at Hy-Vee on their menu, it said their Long John was 1,080 calories.
And was that cream-filled or?
I don't know if it was cream-filled.
But man,
listen to that thing.
I know.
It does that sometimes. I got to get it.
Look up chocolate Long John calories. See what it says, Captain. Now, some are going to have more than others. Some Long Johns are bigger than. But it's just amazing, though, how it's just not fair how much it takes to burn calories as opposed to how much it takes.
That's for sure.
It's just, we're in an uphill battle all the time.
No, and I've never been much of a go to the gym kind of guy,
Nor
but
have I.
I did for a time.
Never have I.
And I had, you'd sit there, sweat your ass off on a exercise.
And burn 200 calories.
And it had a scoreboard to tell you how many calories.
Well, my bike at home has it.
It was so depressing.
My bike at home, I can ride 15 miles and do it really fast. I've got to the point where I was doing it in less than 33 minutes. I did that during the winter. And that's averaging about 26 miles per hour for 15 miles. That's a good workout.
Pretty good.
End up burning like 310 calories.
Okay, Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
And now it's just Dunkin'. Chocolate Long John, 320 calories.
Wow, that seems really low.
Calories from fat, 135.
I figured
42% of the donut is fat.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. I just figured the calories would be way higher. Hell, man, I may eat a donut more often now.
That is,
this is as loud as I've heard this thing.
That laptop's going
I
crazy.
don't know why it does that, because if it was the fan, wouldn't it be doing it all the time?
Yeah, you would think so.
It's almost. Is it vibrating?
Yes.
It's vibrating, and then he put his hand on it and it stopped.
No, it's still going. Yeah, it's totally vibrating.
It downloads something. It sounds like it's downloading.
But there's other times where you don't hear it.
Yeah, it's silent. It's been silent all day until.
I think SeatGeek.
I laid one of those pretzel peanut butter
on top of it.
On top.
Well,
of it.
what it's doing now is trying to get the germs off. It's fighting those. It's fighting the smegma. Fighting smegma.
Great band.
There you go. Great band.
It's a good football team too, out east somewhere.
The fighting Smegmas. But yeah, this is one of the best times of year. I mean, the NCAA tournaments. Is it your favorite sporting event?
When I was in it, when
that
I was
does
not
help.
in it loses a lot for me.
It does, but I don't be a smartass. But even when I was in it, they haven't been in it past the.
That's
so it's been
so true. So it hasn't been as interesting to me as it once was.
Ann
probably.
says your wife says there haven't been vendors in the stands at Kinnick for years.
Oh, football? I wouldn't know. You guys said there were.
I used to get Coke from them.
No, they have some.
Your wife just said they didn't.
No, they do though.
I haven't been there.
So you're basically saying on the air that your wife is wrong.
Correct.
I haven't been there for 5 years because Buddy died 4 years ago. So I haven't been at Kinnick for 5 years. When last time I was there, I got Diet Coke from them.
But no, I remember the vendors at Carver were a big part of. They'd come down with Coke, and would they do food too, or was it mostly just drinks?
Coke. There was a guy that came down with the hot dogs.
Would they also come down with like
and
licorice and like sour?
Leo Weichel used to have Frosty Malts.
Yeah, that's the other thing I remember that. Yep.
I do like.
I used to like those.
Malts.
Frosty Malts were good.
Listen.
So do we know why they stopped? I'll have to ask.
At basketball games, yeah, they haven't had them in Carver for years and years.
Doesn't make
and
any
years.
sense.
Yeah, because Bud be telling
They don't
them
have a lot of them at the football
Bud
games,
goes,
but they've had a few.
Sit down.
He'd yell that to the vendors?
Screaming, yeah, sit down. Yeah, because they'd stop right in front of us. We were right there by the the steps, and they'd stop and start passing down crap.
What are they? They got to do their job.
No, he didn't like it.
Okay.
I got such a, honest to God, that half of the fun of going was going with him.
Yeah, I do want to let our listeners know we're going to have a little variety this week. I know all the basketball and everything. You got NCAA wrestling coming up, but we're going to have little track and field interviews this week. On Wednesday, we're going to have Iowa sprinter Kalen Walker, who just set the school record in the 100 meters, 10.09. He also holds the school record in the 60-yard dash. He finished second at the Big Ten championships in that. And then on Friday, we're going to have him on at 10. And then on Friday, we're going to have Rivaldo Marshall, who is the indoor 800-meter national champion. So, like I said, I'm going to do a little studying up on both of these guys. I know Kalen, I believe, is from Eddyville, Iowa, and Rivaldo is from Kingston, Jamaica. So it couldn't be any more different. But what they're doing is incredible. And I like to shine the light on other sports, too. It's easy to kind of get so wrapped up in all the big stuff. But so we're going to have these two on. I've already scheduled the interviews. Both will be at 10. Kalen Walker on Wednesday and Rivaldo Marshall on Friday for a little track and field. And I'm still going to talk to Adam and try to get him on to talk hoops on one of these days because, we've got an hour and a half. We've got a lot of time. Figure we'll have these guys on 15, 20 minutes and we'll get them their Kinnick. You think Rivaldo Marley, any chance you think he says Bob Marley? Or do you think even though Bob Marley died 43 years ago?
Do you know what they want to stream that movie? $30.
The Bob Marley?
Yeah.
Just to purchase it right now?
To stream it, yeah.
You mean you can't? Oh, so it'll be that way for what, a month?
So who's streaming it?
A month and a half. Amazon, I know.
$30.
Yeah.
Hell, it'll be on HBO in 6 months, won't it?
Well, it'll be down to $5 eventually, but we wanted to watch that. Jan wanted to see that.
I want to watch it. I'm not going to pay $30 and stream it.
Well,
I'll wait
I'm not either.
Never.
I'll wait until it comes on Starz or HBO. Just like Bohemian Rhapsody. I remember
they wanted $25 for Oppenheimer, and now it's like $5.
I'm not sure if I can watch Oppenheimer because I've heard you guys talk.
Boring.
I don't want to be bored. I know the ending.
Yeah.
I know everything about it, and I think I even heard Molly on the air saying it was really boring.
It's boring.
And you're saying it's boring.
Yeah.
You said it was kind of boring.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it.
Yeah. All I said is long.
It's long and boring.
Long and boring's not good.
Yeah.
Although we spent 3.5 hours yesterday watching the Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but you don't think she's boring. You
no, not at all.
So that would you'd have to kill me to do that.
Well, and now they've got an alternate ending to the Oppenheimer.
To the Taylor Swift concert?
No, the Oppenheimer.
What happens? The bomb doesn't go off?
The bomb goes off, but then he opens up the germ jar and People are just wiped out.
Dropping.
So you're saying
dropping like flies.
you're saying the germ jar did more damage than
The bomb.
Than the bomb. So then I guess the movie should be about whoever invented that germ jar.
Yeah. That would be the Utz people.
But yeah, I'm just not interested in seeing a 3.5-hour movie that's just all. Is there any action in it?
No. It's
Really though. What could the action be other than the bomb detonating?
Yeah, it goes back and forth from black and white to present.
I'm just curious. Do they show the bomb? Do they show either one of them dropping, like floating in the air?
No, they don't drop.
They don't do any of that.
They show what they do on the
Okay.
ground and how it. When they exploded the damn thing on the ground. I mean, I think like very seriously, 75% of the people that were there at the time got cancer and died.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, and a lot of them were evaporated. Yeah. No, it's not. It was brutal. I mean, you can go back, but I mean, the alternative was to invade Japan and lose millions.
No, I understand that, but it could have been done a lot.
What?
A lot quicker.
Here's Mike McConnell, a friend, sent over some screen capture from SeatGeek. Sideline and row 37, $4,509 each.
Would you do me a favor and would you shut that down? Just shut it down. Yeah, just like go to.
Could you imagine spending $4,000 to?
No.
And is this to watch Iowa play either Holy Cross or Tennessee Martin, right?
Yes.
A game that will probably be over at halftime.
And then you got
no disrespect to the
sideline and row 29, $5,369.
That's insane.
It is.
I mean, that's incredible too. I guess I should say. I don't want. But yeah, Now that doesn't mean they're going to get that for those.
No, but they might.
They might, but my guess would be they don't. It'll be interesting to see if he knows whether they get it or not. So, do you know anybody, fans, that devoted season ticket holders that are selling them?
No, I don't.
I don't either. So, but yeah.
I mean, if someone offered me $10,000,
I'd sell mine in a heartbeat.
Probably.
God, then I wouldn't have any debt left. Seriously, I'd pay off I'd pay off the rest of my roof. I mean, I'd pay off the rest of my debt.
I think.
Sorry,
people
Caitlin.
aren't going to. I don't think they'll get that.
I don't think they will either.
This game.
It'd be interesting to know though, who spent the most to be at that game Saturday. Who will end up spending the most? You think anyone will have spent over $2,000 for a ticket?
Yeah.
Wow, it's incredible.
Well, if you got the money, I mean.
Yeah, I guess if you got the money and it's that important to you,
it just wouldn't matter to you if you've got $20 million in the bank. Yeah, a couple $1,000 really isn't anything.
No, yeah, and especially if for some people it's what you prioritize too. I mean, I mean.
But I mean, I'd rather go to the game personally. But someone said I'll give you $10,000, I would probably have to take.
Hell, if somebody offered me $2,500 a piece at $5,000, I'd sell it in a heartbeat. That'd pay off most of my debt too.
Hello.
Hey, didn't they say Nolan Ryan paid like $7 or something like that for his ticket?
He paid $7,000 for 5 tickets, is what I was told, or what I read on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's substantial.
Yeah, without question.
And never cracked a smile.
Never smiled, and I don't think anyone interviewed him because I think they were all afraid of him. I didn't see him interviewed.
Supply and demand works.
It sure does. But I didn't see any TV stations approach him. Did you?
No.
Every photo I saw him, though, he looked like he was just really angry.
Of course, I didn't know he was there until after the fact.
It's like if anyone comes up and asks me a question, I'm going to hit him in the head with a baseball.
I mean, yeah, he looked
mean,
really mean.
Mean.
Yeah.
And he still throws a fastball nearly 90 miles per hour at his age. It's just, the guy's arm, man. I mean, you see all these pitchers now getting hurt and whatever. Nolan Ryan could just throw forever, and it never seemed to faze him. I mean, his arm is incredible.
Maybe that's why he's grimacing now.
Yeah,
maybe
it could be. So he was incredible. I mean, his arm was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Iowa baseball won, as they should have. They swept Western Illinois.
Yep.
Yep.
which they should have. They needed to do that. Now I think they're 10-9 overall.
We got Purdue next, don't we?
Purdue is the opening Big Ten series. That's there, right?
That's there.
That's where they got to win it. They got to win the series. You don't want to struggle the way they have in this non-conference and then lose your opening series against a team that I don't believe is one of the better teams. It still remains to be seen. But, yeah, they got to get some momentum going. They got to get better pitching. I mean, Brody Breck the other day he only went 4 innings. He had 9 strikeouts, but he walked 6.
Yeah,
Way too many.
They
They got to get these free bases corrected. I mean, at some point, and there's only so much teaching and code. At some point, it just comes down. The guys just got to do it.
Got to make better throws.
So, don't they have it? Do they have it? Do you have the baseball schedule in front of you? Do you have one up there? Because I thought they had do they have a midweek game? I thought they had a midweek game. It's going to be cold well, no, it's supposed to be almost 60 tomorrow, right?
It's going to be 59 tomorrow, and then it's going to
Then it'll be in the 40s.
Low 40s on Wednesday.
That's too cold for baseball.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But I know we have a midweeker next week on the 26th.
Hello.
They play on Wednesday.
Okay, against who?
Well, I don't. I did know when it slipped.
So it's not on the schedule?
It isn't.
Grand Junction or something.
See this thing here
okay.
covered up.
Okay, so they have a midweek game Wednesday, and they have,
And next week they got one March 26th against Illinois State.
So when's the
and then the softball people have weekend series this weekend.
So who does
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
When does the Purdue series?
March 22nd, 23rd.
Oh, so
24th.
it's the Purdue series is this weekend.
It is.
So both teams start Big Ten play. So here we go. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
But now, with all this money that people are asking for the tickets, isn't that price gouging?
Yes,
of course.
Yeah.
Yes,
totally.
It's the American way.
Well, it's legal because
that's
the
business.
people bought their tickets.
It's free enterprise.
Because I always thought that you weren't allowed to do that, and they used to have people out there watching people trying to sell tickets for. I mean, a long time ago, they used to have policemen out would pick you up if you were.
Well, I
out.
think people long for the days of scalpers now. But it's the secondary market is just awful.
But I thought you'd have to have a lot of money to go pay for. You watch it on TV.
Yeah, you can watch it on TV. I mean,
it just depends. Well, Karen, you like to go to all the games. I mean,
well, yeah, but I'm not paying that kind of money for them.
No, but if you had $20 million in the bank, you might, and it wouldn't matter to you because it doesn't mean anything.
Well, that's true. I did have somebody ask me, well, we'll pay you quite a bit for your ticket for the women's game. I went, nope. So I said, my bills are all paid. I don't need extra money.
Well, there you go.
So, okay, guys. Well, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, thanks.
And then the Iowa Pro Day for football is today, sometimes some players come out and talk about their draft status and what have you. I mean, Torrey Taylor and Cooper DeJean. Obviously, Cooper's probably projects as a mid to late first round pick from what I'm seeing. Torrey, punters don't always get drafted, but I think he will. Then you've got
you would think so, wouldn't
you've
you?
got Logan Lee, who's got a chance to get drafted, and so it'll be interesting to see. I know Rusty Feth is someone else who's gonna see what he can do. But then other than that, most of the draftable are coming back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Pro Day, and then like I said, spring football starts here shortly. I like this time of year when the weather's starting to. Although hell, the weather's been nice for a while. It
has.
But we can live with some low 40s for a while.
It's March.
Yeah, it's March. Yeah. But then, okay, so what about by this weekend?
Came in like a lamb, going out like a lion.
There you go. What about this weekend? What's the 40s, 50s?
Mid 40s with rain.
Okay, that'll be a little.
Low 50s on Sunday with rain.
Oh, okay, so low 50s. Okay, so
yeah, chance of rain Saturday, rain likely Sunday.
Okay,
it will be a downpour. We'll be drenched.
Is that? Are you doing your Britley Merlot impersonation?
There will be a drenching this week.
The heavens will open.
Yeah, the heavens will open. Turkeys will drown.
So where's she stationed?
I have no idea.
Trying to think if have we covered everything.
If the women win Saturday, which we imagine that they should.
If they don't, we have a hell of a story.
You sure do. And then when do they play Monday? I haven't seen.
I'm not aware of that.
Nor am I. And they don't have the times on what I printed off either. So.
And the women, I believe, the press conferences are going to be on Friday, since they don't play till Saturday. It just seems weird that they don't play till Saturday. You know.
I know.
And as far as the men, like I said, you just got to make the best of it. It's not what anybody wanted, but it's better than nothing. And like I said, I hope there's a decent crowd. These players could sure use it. They need it. And it's easy for me to say they deserve it, but I don't want to tell people how to spend their money. But like I said, it would sure be nice, though, if they had some support there tomorrow night.
$20 each, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I would like to think that almost everybody listening right now can afford a
you would like to
$20
think
kick.
that, but I could understand if some can't. So
Yeah.
$40 to watch a basketball game for that's a decent amount of money.
What is StubHub asking for it?
Yeah. $2,500.
No, something like 25 or 30.
28.
Yeah, $28.
But they need some support,
Wow.
man. They
They
do.
really
I mean, the 8 o'clock start, like I said, it doesn't help, but it is what it is. I mean, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday is about as bad as it can get.
Yep.
But you know, there's nothing you can do about it. So,
Well, you know, and they were expected to be dead last, and they're in the middle of the pack. And I mean,
they weren't expected to be dead last.
I thought they were.
No, not going
10th or 11th.
Yeah, they were. They no. I mean, I had them winning somewhere between 8 and 11 conference games. They won 10. They basically did, I think, what a lot of people thought they were going to do.
Yep.
But I think some people thought maybe there'll be years in the past when 10 and 10 would get you in the tournament.
Yeah.
This just wasn't one of those years. I mean, they were probably 2 wins short of making the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's kind of where they are. But it's not like it's not like any of us were sitting here before the season. Well, if this team's a lock to make the tournament. Nobody was saying that. Now, I'm not making excuses, but it just is what it is. They've kind of lived up to expectations. In some ways.
In some way, maybe even exceeded.
So we'll see. But, I mean, if they could make a run in this thing, that would be a nice springboard for the offseason. And I think Fran's going to be doing some work. There's so many. Every time I get on Twitter, there's another portal guard who averaged 17 and shot 45% from three. There's so many players in the portal right now.
Yeah.
And the portal window opens today.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't like that fact that it's going on right now during the tournament. It's just bad. It's just going to be a cluster.
Hello.
So on the women's side, they're not going to announce the time for the second round until after the first round's over with.
Is that what they do? Okay.
Great,
Thanks for explaining that.
That's on Holly Rose. That's on her Twitter page. She said that. So.
Okay.
And, the Hawks play Grandview on Wednesday.
Oh, Grandview. Okay.
4:05.
That's in Des Moines. I thought about playing baseball there. A lot of my teammates from high school went to Grandview and played. I chose not to.
Yeah.
Grandview's a good. I think they were NIAA back then. Are they? I'm not sure what they are now. They're either Division III or NAIA. But yeah, they've been good for a long time in baseball. Grandview. So that's Wednesday, and that could be cold. Can you say the high on Wednesday?
Yeah, low 40s.
Yeah, that's cold.
And we've been getting kind of windy too. So
it's been really windy the last couple of days.
It says windy the next couple, but
it's windy today.
It doesn't mention Wednesday.
Okay, that would help.
It was windy walking the doggy this morning. It was a little chilly.
Did you go say hi to Ray?
I did.
How's Ray doing?
Ray's doing fine.
I saw you were up there looking for trouble, weren't you?
I wasn't looking for trouble.
But you weren't running from it either, right?
No, I was
you don't run from trouble.
Staking my claim.
Staking your claim.
Listen, Krakens, I was at Krakens, they have a quarter-pound hot dog. It's great.
Yeah, no, I haven't got anything bad from Kraken.
Yeah.
Some things are better than others, in my opinion, but nothing I've had there is bad.
No, Kraken's is real good. Yeah.
No, it's good. Oh, and we were talking about boring things like your 3.5-hour Taylor Swift. And Oppenheimer, I found The Good and the Bad and the Ugly one of the boringest movies. You ever seen that?
Oh, yeah.
And it went on forever. I barely could make my way through it. Did you like it?
40 years ago.
I didn't care for it.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
But it was boring.
Yeah. No, Oppenheimer.
Hunter just said it's one of the greatest Westerns of all time. Yeah. No, I just thought it was boring and long. Really long.
Yeah.
Super long.
Yeah, well, Oppenheimer's long. And
well, it's over 3 hours, right?
Yeah, I was praying for the bomb to drop.
So does it end with the detonation? Is that pretty much?
No.
What goes on afterwards?
Well, he
gets blacklisted.
He's blacklisted. He's a pariah.
Okay, I didn't know how much they.
Yeah.
So is most of the movie before the detonation or after?
Goes back and forth.
Okay.
I mean, it's effective in some movies, and in other movies, they think it's artsy, but it really, and maybe it is to the critics, but to me, I just got tired of it. I just got tired of it going back and forth.
Well, and like I said, I've heard multiple people say it was boring. That was their complaint about it. And yet it wins, what? Didn't it just dominate the Oscars?
Oh, yeah.
But so did Forrest Gump. And I never understood the attraction to that movie.
Forrest Gump?
Oh, I never understood it.
It was okay.
It was okay.
I just thought it was ridiculous. Are you stupid or something? Yes, I'm stupid. You like that scene on the bus where she looks at me, are you stupid or something?
Yeah. He goes in and washes dishes, and then guy's working for her holds his head on.
I heard about that. All right, Forrest Gump or Sling Blade?
Screw Sling.
Are you a big Sling Blade fan?
What the hell was that?
Sling Blade.
What the? Seriously. What the hell was
I made it through about half of it.
I made it through like 10 minutes.
I'm like, this is ridiculous.
And I go, I'm not dealing with this crap.
No, Death Wish 3 was better than Sling Blade.
I watched all Death Wishes combined before I'd watch Sling Blade.
Yeah, but for some reason, some people liked it.
Well,
I mean, wasn't it a big box office hit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So, but no, this is I almost forgot, like, the NCAA wrestling is coming up, and that's not getting much attention because doesn't it seem almost a foregone conclusion?
Best Western of all time,
Shane.
according to the chat.
Shane.
No, he's saying good, bad, and ugly.
No way.
The best Western I've ever seen was Lonesome Dove. It was a mini-series. That was
but it wasn't a
the
movie.
greatest.
Yeah, for me, movie-wise, it's Shane, without question.
Shane.
And then maybe Unforgiven.
We named our son
after the movie.
Yeah.
Unforgiven, you've seen that, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't mind.
A good movie.
I didn't mind Pale Rider. I mean, I thought that was.
Yeah.
I thought that was okay.
I don't know.
Pale Rider seemed sort of a spin-off of Shane in a way, wasn't it?
Do you like Dirty Harry?
I didn't mind those series.
Yeah.
Sudden Impact and
yeah.
They were okay. I mean,
meh. I would say all of those are meh.
I saw a movie this weekend called A Safe House, and it was done in 2012 with Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds. And it was a really good movie. Damn good movie. A lot of action and stuff, but it was a good movie. And it's free. It's on Prime.
We saw a surprisingly good movie the other day. I think it was on Netflix called Damsel.
Yeah.
With Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Very interesting movie.
Yeah. What'd she do?
I'm not going to say.
Was it a damsel in distress? Was that kind of?
I'm not going to say that either.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's.
This is the worst review I've ever.
Let's just say because if I say hardly anything, it's going to be a spoil.
Oh.
Let's just say it's a wedding with promise takes a turn, shall we say?
Like Jim's.
It's like that, yes.
Like whose?
Hunter's.
What happened to his weddings?
It took a turn.
Oh. Should we end it? I think we need to end it right there.
I think probably. So
well, tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll have an NIT, hopefully a win to talk about.
Hopefully.
We'll have Kalen Walker, the Iowa Rising Star sprinter, and everybody have a good day.
That sounds good. HawkFanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.
Download the new KCJJ app. Keep up with the latest news, weather, and high school sports. You can send us pictures, audio, and video. Access our social media, chat with us, and listen wherever you go. You can even listen to our sister station, 99 Plus KFMH.